Thank you very much. This is sort of an embarrassing time for me because I'm going to show you something that is, well, it's sad. I've spent my entire career focused on one subject. I only have so much passion, so I focus it. And it's been on why loyal relationships are fundamental to business success, and then tried to help companies figure out how to build those relationships. I've written a couple of books over it's almost 29 years actually. I'm a slow writer, but the bad news is this: despite all of this work, in society around us, loyalty is still a joke. You see cartoons like this one, and the reason they're funny is because they're so accurate. This says, today's lecture is on loyalty. Why is that funny? Because even dogs in this world need to know, to be trained, why loyalty makes any sense. Customers today think loyalty is a joke. Why in heaven's name would I be loyal to my cell phone company? That's foolish. As most employees, why would I be loyal to my employer anymore? They're not going to be loyal to me. So the reason these cartoons show up regularly, the reason we giggle at Dilbert, is because underneath there is a fundamental truth, a tragedy, and that is loyalty is dead in our society. At least most people think that, which is not really, it doesn't speak very well to the results I've generated through my career. So I did what everyone does in desperate situations. I went to a branding consultant. I asked them, it's an advertising agency. I said, what should I do? And they said, no problem. You reposition yourself. And so you're one of my guinea pig audiences. This is no longer a lecture on loyalty. This is a lecture on growth. I've given up on loyalty. On the other hand, it turns out that it is impossible to grow a profitable business without earning the loyalty of your customers and employees. So in essence, I found something that's a different brand. Fred the growth guru, no longer the loyalty expert. But it's the same thing. And the real funny thing, the joke, is that most people don't understand that or believe it. The evidence is pretty powerful. Some of my friends at Bain put together some of the data. You look at the loyalty leaders in each industry segment, they not only have better cost position, but the more striking thing is they're growing at more than twice the rate of the competition. When companies do earn the loyalty of their customers, they grow. And this is so obvious. It's almost impossible to forget, and yet we do. I mean, how many people, when they're focusing on growth, instantly go to loyalty in the yellow pages and say, well, that's what I need more of. That's my problem. I don't have enough loyalty. Why? Because we let the accountants measure our success. And in so doing, we've forgotten about one of the most important dimensions. What really drives growth? Not anything that you see on the income statement or balance sheet. What drives growth are customers who behave in these 4 ways. They repurchase. They buy more stuff. They bring in your good new customers. And something many people forget, what a loyal customer does. They take the time, their most precious asset, and give it to you as a gift to help you get better and build a better relationship. Now I know that because accountants don't track these, and I know all of you working in an organization like Schwab know them intuitively, but you tend to let them slip into the background and think that, those are less important than what I'm measuring each day, but they're not. They are really the things that drive growth. And what I'm going to argue to you today, I'll show you some good evidence, is that companies who recognize this, who actually think these behaviors, which define loyalty, are important enough to their success that they measure them, they hold people accountable for them, they have been able to generate a set of economics that very few of us can understand looking only at the accounting, which is really the way most people evaluate businesses today. Let me go through some examples. We call them loyalty leaders. The first is a little company down in Atlanta. Actually, it's not a little company anymore. This was a tiny little fast food chain that I met 7 or 8 years ago, Chick-fil-A, headquartered in Atlanta. Now they're up to almost $2 billion in revenues, growing in a no-growth market. But what made them interesting is their store operators stayed for 20 years in the same job. That's 5% turnover rates. why would you want to stay in the same fast food job for 20 years, I asked myself. I was trained at Harvard. What you learn at Harvard is you career surf your way to the top of organizations. You don't stay any one place because that would hold you back. Loyalty gets in the way of personal success. These guys obviously didn't go to Harvard because they're staying in the same place, so I call them. I worked fast food, by the way, in my summers in college, and don't these people have any ambition? Don't they have any alternatives with their lives? Call them and ask them why they're still there. Because we're proud to work in an organization that treats people the way we do at Chick-fil-A, and we make 3 or 4 times as much money as we would if we worked at the competition. And I say, oh, that is crazy, because the guy who, you know how price-sensitive fast food is? It's unbelievable. And the fellow who founded Chick-fil-A is a billionaire. It's not a public company, so he's built all 1,000 stores with his own cash flow. It's $1 million a pop. You can't become a billionaire, generating that kind of cash and overpay your most important employees by. And then I heard they actually close on Sundays. So I say, oh, this is some religious cult. This isn't a business.